Hi Leo, welcome to a tarot reading for the week beginning on August 3rd, which is a full moon day. It's Raina here, and before I begin, I just wanted to ask you if you could please let me know if there are more than 2 ads on this video, one at the beginning and one at the end, because I have opted out of automatic mid-roll ads, in the middle. And YouTube has been changing its policy with ads. I got some feedback that there were excessive ads on my recent set of videos. Just a couple of people mentioned that, but I'm sure that there were a lot more people who, experienced that, and I apologize for that because that is never how I do things. The only time I have an ad in the middle is if the video is over 20 minutes in length, and I don't think that's excessive. But under that time, I try not to have interruptions in the middle of the video. So if you notice anything in the middle, and I'm going to make these videos shorter than 20 minutes, then please let me know. The other thing that I want to let you know is that I am working with a new deck. I usually don't do weekly videos. This is kind of like, finding some excuse to do a tarot reading, because this is a new deck that I just received last night. It's called the Light Seers Tarot. I'm going to put it way back here. I'm going to have to do it on the side because I have to keep this camera exactly where it is. I got this. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use this deck on YouTube. I just saw it on Amazon. Excuse me. And I like the artwork. They didn't show many cards, but I just like the colors and stuff like that. So I took a chance, and if you're interested, and if you read the reviews, some people were concerned about the cardstock, which that is like a biggie for me too. I like the feeling when I'm holding cards to feel substantial, because I think it's a grounding thing. And I can honestly say that these cards, when I first touched them, they felt like they were thin, but they have a coating on them, which makes all the difference, because it means they won't peel or break very easily. And I think they're smaller than the typical tarot cards, or a little bit more narrow, but that actually helps with, when you're holding them, because that can be a thing. So it just, I really like these. So anyway, this spread I got from Emerald Lotus Divination. I've used their spreads in the past, and I'm going to be using another one in the near future that I found that I was going to use for this, but I'm using this instead. Happy birthday, Leo, to those who happen to be born at this time, or I mean having a birthday at this time. Sorry, you're the first sign I'm doing, so I have to clear my throat a lot, I guess. The other thing that I wanted to say is, this is the second time I've done this. I laid out a spread, and I noticed that there were a lot of cards in sequence, and I had shuffled the deck, but because it's a new deck, there were a lot of cards in sequence, and I was afraid people would say, oh, you didn't shuffle the deck and stuff like that. So I'm doing it a lot more consciously, and I'm also going to lay out the cards like this so I can go pick from different areas. So let me just pick these, and then I will, because I got my iPad on the side here. See, even this, there's like Ace of Cups, Two of Cups. So, but it's not as bad as it was before, because there was like a whole sequence of them in a row. But you can see the different colors, and that's what I like. I like when the backgrounds are different, because then it's easier to see them as individual cards with, different meanings. But yes, I really like this. Okay. Now, there's that. And what else did I want to say? Oh, did I show you the back of the cards? I think that was the other thing I wanted to do. I don't know if you got to see it. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Okay. Well, first of all, you got a lot of cups. So that's very emotional and can deal with relationship issues for sure. So the first position is your week as a whole. And we have the Justice card. And the Justice card is a card of balance, obviously fairness, and if you are going through an actual legal case, this may be the time when it is justice is served and it's in the upright position, so you can hope for the best. Maybe something is called to your attention that requires you to right a wrong. Especially, I would say, within yourself. I mean, rather than trying to go and interfere with other people. But if you feel a sense that there's something that needs to be more fair in your life, something unexpected that will arise. And we have the Two of Cups. Sorry about, I have this with I'm probably going to get a new tripod in the very near future so I can avoid some of these silly situations. But yeah, the Two of Cups is a card of reuniting with somebody and maybe making something illegal. That was something I got in the first reading, even going, just doing a couple of the first cards. So if you're making your relationship legal, I think that was related to the full moon. Yeah, that's what I want to say as well. The full moon is going to be in Aquarius. So it's 11 degrees. So for some of you, particularly the ones born in July, it's probably going to be in your 6th house. Okay, that's what I'm thinking, working it out in my mind. And the 6th house is more practical area for the full moon, bringing awareness to the areas of health and work. For work, it could be discovering something that has been kept from you in the workplace. So even if that brings up some kind of drama, it's also a release. And that's what the full moon is about, is releasing, bringing something to its culmination. And that allows you to have full information about that situation. For other people, for most of you, it's going to be in the 7th house of committed partnership. And yeah, that's what I meant. In the other reading that I did, I was talking about this and saying that one possibility is that you are living with somebody and you decide, I want to be married. And not to say that it's inferior to live with somebody, but it feels like a fullness. It feels like, you're doing something extra, something more by having a wedding or something like that. So the Two of Cups can be that commitment being made. It can be a card of perhaps reuniting with somebody that that you used to be with. And in that case, with the full moon in the 7th house, it might be the ending of a marriage. And maybe that's what the Justice card is all about, is that you're waiting for this, official decree so that you can go back to somebody else or commit to somebody else. How can I stay grounded and balanced? Ace of Cups. And this is a card of new beginnings as it relates to love or any kind of heart-centered practices. So I would say even beginning a meditation practice, beginning some kind of healing practice, maybe that is specifically concerned with the heart chakra. So you can see that they're positioning that to be right in the heart chakra. There's a great book about chakras, and I would say it's the first one by this author. Her last name is actually Judith, just like the name Judith, but that's her last name. You can look it up on Amazon. It's called Wheels of Life, I believe. And she has like multiple books on the chakras, but the first one, what I like about it is it has exercises for each of the chakra. I mean, I'm talking about like physical exercises you can do for, I think, both overactive and underactive chakras in each of these. So for the fourth chakra, she would have activities that you can do, and this stimulates that area or regulates it. So whether it's a new practice such as that, you know, and of course, I'm sure there are yogic postures that kind of enhance that area of life, but something that has a new beginning attached to it. Maybe a new artistic project where you channel some of that energy into it, because I will tell you with the first spread that I drew, the first few cards, there were two of them were like the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. And those are cards that deal with negative self-talk and anxiety. So kind of like, I still believe that though I could have done that reading, but I chose not to because it was just too like in a row with some of these cards. And you being the first one, I didn't want anyone to think that, oh, you shouldn't have done it like that or something. So just to kind of like talk about it from that perspective too, is that because there are a lot of emotions here with the cups, that can go along with that, is that the emotions are running high, and the ability to, you know, not identify with your thoughts is part of the way to get out of your head. But there was something else I wanted to say. Oh my goodness. What was it? Oh well, it'll come to me. And it was something I think about the Ace of Cups. Oh, what I was going to say is that Leo's doing something creative. That is how you stay grounded and balanced. It's funny, balanced, because you're just naturally creative. So if you haven't been doing that lately, maybe this is like pushing you in that direction. Important emotion I will feel this week. Oh, well, I got it anyway. I'm going to have to adjust this camera for the next reading, that's for sure. Sorry about that. 5 of Swords, but at least you can see the picture. 5 of Swords is a card of, and they said an important emotion. 5 of Swords is about an empty victory, winning the battle but losing the war. So if you are in any kind of a legal matter, keep that in mind. Don't be like so eager to come out on top. Don't allow the ego to need to win. You know, look at it from a higher perspective. Also, an important emotion that you may be feeling is a sense of other people's, it's not, I wouldn't call it betrayal, but their dishonesty, what they're doing, because they may not be honest brokers. And I'm a Sag, I'm a fire sign too, Leo, and we tend to give people the benefit of the doubt. And sometimes, you know, because we're positive people generally, and so that's beautiful. But what I have discovered is that we have to honor ourselves. And if we know that somebody is doing something, we have to be willing to, you know, do what it takes to protect ourselves. And this is a card of slander. If somebody comes to you with information that is false, being straightforward, no, that's not true at all. You know, because I think, especially those of you who are born in late July, this may be in the workplace. And I always think of the Five of Swords as, you know, the energy vampires at the water cooler, who are, you know, out to, who don't feel powerful within themselves, and so they're always scheming to get ahead. And they're all banded together, and you might be kind of the outsider in a sense. And being okay with that position, but not being willing to stand for deception, stand for that kind of backhandedness. 5, something that will inspire me. 2 of Pentacles. See, aren't these colors like amazing? And the depictions, I just love this. 2 of Pentacles. Now, in this particular, let me just show, if I can. I promise I'll get it together at the next reading. But there's 2 like orbs, and they're both pentacles, but they're, you know, different colors. And this pentacles relate to practical matter, so, you know, we can just say juggling 2 jobs or something like that. But this is supposed to be something that will inspire you. And if you're, let's say that you're in a job that you're really not that enthused about, what this can be about, Leo, is that you are either planning to have your own business, or you could have your own business and never thought about it until I mentioned it. And the point being that by beginning that, you know, to plant seeds for this type of thing. And that might be what that full moon is, because even though the full moon is like a harvest time, you know, if it's in your 6th house, but it can be a time of great creativity. And this can be like the future service that you offer, that you come up with this great idea. And that can give you a lot of comfort, knowing that you will not only be able to leave a place that you don't really vibe with, but also that you feel a sense of, you know, autonomy, because that's a fire sign thing, you know. The 8th or the 6th position is how my spirit guides speak to me this week. Page of Cups. That's speaking, that's a message. Anything that is giving you a message that involves the emotions and the intuition. The Ace of Cups, it could be a new business that has a healing modality attached to it. So maybe you're being urged in this direction in general, Leo, to explore the spiritual, because you're going to be helping others with it at some point in the future. And then the last is a card of advice, how best to support yourself. And we get another one. This is the 10 of Cups, and this is the card of happily ever after. I would say just basically following your bliss, going in the direction of your dreams. And with the angle of the cups, by feeling into it. What is it that when I start thinking about it, my heart leaps with joy? And then you know you're on the right track. And even if it's something that you do for a hobby, don't discard it and say, oh, well, that's just for fun. Yeah, well, you know what? There's nothing more fun than having your work be fun. They say if you enjoy what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Okay, Leo, that's what I have for you. Happy birthday for those of you who are born during this time. And if you would like a personal reading, if you'd like a natal chart interpretation, looking at the year ahead, you know, the transits, what have you, it's in the link below. And thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.